Want to be a paramedic student or a nursing student? In this video, I'll give you 3 good tips and 3 bad tips of being either student. Like, comment, and subscribe, and let's go ahead and get started. Family atmosphere. Everybody tells jokes, everybody gets each other's shit, but at the end of the day, it's focused on team building, patience, and like crew safety. Because if you are injured or your crew is injured, we can't really help anybody else. Of course, that goes with like the aspect and about like it goes with the aspect of looking after the patient and patient advocacy, but that's for the most part a really good aspect of being a paramedic student. Being part of the crew. While being a part of the crew, you are respected to be able to handle a certain amount of responsibility being a paramedic student. So that means you can basically do CPR if you needed to. That means you can basically do IVs, you can do IOs, you can basically give dextrose, which is basically sugar to bring someone back up, or you can basically give Narcan, which can basically reverse an overdose, or you can basically give dopamine that can increase the blood pressure in someone that's going into cardiogenic shock. So that's another aspect that's really good about being a paramedic student. You're only limited by basically what you've already covered in class, and then whatever the crew feels more comfortable with allowing you to basically do. And going lights and sirens, nothing like it in the world. First time you're doing it as a paramedic student, or even an EMT student, which is before the precursor to the paramedic aspect. So another good part, a lot of hands-on in lab. In lab, it's required for you to basically do a certain amount of skills, a certain amount of things out in the field. So like once you go out there and experience it in real life, you'll be good off of muscle memory to basically handle the situation. So it's not some type of surprise, So that's another good aspect of it. So now I'm going to go over the good parts of being a nursing student. Like and comment and describe about your experiences if you're a former paramedic student and stuff, and we'll just go from there. But I'm going to move on and go with the 3 good aspects of being a nursing student. You're already in the hospital. From the moment you start halfway through fundamentals of nursing, after they check you off on your skills, you're working either in a nursing home or in a hospital. During that time span, there's basic things, but you can basically network, you can basically get it down to reference, you can basically work as a patient care technician or certified nursing assistant. So you can basically get your foot in the door and have a job already set and available to you when you graduate. The next step about being that's good about being a nursing student, you learn how to teach the public, or how to educate the public. And what I mean by this is you get to have a well-rounded knowledge of the healthcare aspect. So you're able to basically teach them from at the time span of admission to the time span of discharge. So you can basically be a part of their healing system. You can even see it if they're there for a couple of days. You can see the progress of them healing from basically being almost lifeless to basically being able to walk or go in a wheelchair and get discharged to go home. That is an amazing feeling, and that's one thing that you can really experience with the time that you invested in the patients that you're basically with as a nursing student. Another good aspect, multiple rotations. This can go into basically medical surgical, it can go to the cardiac floor, it can go to NICU, it can go to pediatrics, it can go into some cases even the ER. So, and with having so much different areas in a basket, you have a general knowledge of all of them as a nursing student. So that pretty much exposes you further into the knowledge, into the world of healthcare. So that's another really good aspect of being a nursing student. Let's move on to the bad parts. first bad thing about being a paramedic student, Fisdap. Without a doubt, okay, in theory it's great. You mark down all your online, you mark down all your skills, whether it be intubation, basically practicing lab, practice scenarios, basically getting out certain amount of meds. But the way it's set up, at least when I did it, it sucked. Immediately after a test, when you're mentally drained, you've been studying, whatever, you gotta fill out the information. So, and okay, that makes sense. But if you miss any items, it spams your emails until it comes through. So you can have like, I don't know, like 20 or 30 emails in a day until you get to it. What if you're about your day? What if you haven't gotten to it? You haven't had the chance to it. It's just really annoying. And then the website itself, and at that time, it often crashed. So another bad aspect of being a paramedic student, the infamous chair that's located in EMS stations or fire stations. So it's an unwritten rule within EMS or fire department that no rookie or student is to sit in the comfortable chair, because it's like I get it, it's a rites of passage, but but while you're a student, the only chair that you're able to sit in is the dinner table chair, which is usually flat, uncomfortable, and if you don't have a call, you're pretty much there studying. You can only study for so long, so sometimes you're kind of just like chilling and stuff, and it's like a bad stigma to be on your phone. I just didn't care too much for it. With the job majority being like either EMS station or want to be a part of fire rescue, there's going to be a kiss-ass environment. It's going to be a kiss-ass environment because these are professions that has waiting lists to apply for. So that means that you can go through school, you can basically have all your training, all your certs, but you will still have to wait to have a job. So with that entailed, a lot of times these are areas that's in rescue zones or in fire departments that you have to know someone before you're actually in it. So to do this, they usually want you to go the extra mile to basically do it. I personally also, I don't mind. I'm not trying to be in the middle of the pack. I will basically strive for the best for myself, but I'm not going to strive the best to make somebody else who probably doesn't even give a fuck what I'm going to basically do with my life any satisfaction of that. So it's all about self-growth. It's not about me kissing ass to you, because it's not even a guarantee that you'll even like me. So why should I even care about that, you know? Education's all about self-growth and making yourself marketable. It doesn't require you to kiss ass and give your soul to a certain aspect, but that's my own personal belief. That's just me. And the aspect of it, a lot of times as a college student, they would want you to basically go into like a pod, and the place where I pretty much did, I'm not going to state any names, it pretty much, you had to get like $20 a day. So I avoided that by basically just bringing my own lunch, so I don't have it super expensive and stuff, because everybody's on ramen noodle diet during college years. So it is what it is. So before we move on to the bad aspects of nursing, like and comment in the section below on your experiences as a paramedic student, so we can basically get a better aspect and stuff. So let's go ahead and move on to the bad aspects of being a nursing student. Busy work. Okay, I'm gonna start off by basically saying this. Fuck concept maps. And what concept maps basically are is it basically gives you a nursing diagnosis, is what the nurse basically off of like certain symptoms that you see that pretty much let you know what's going on with the patient and stuff. Something related to like, okay, so like patient may be dehydrated. This is related to electrolyte imbalance and stuff. Like in a care plan, you have to go into depth to find out what treatment you're going to basically do for that shift. It takes when you're first doing it, it takes approximately like 2, 3, maybe even 4 hours to complete. If you were to try to do this at the beginning of the shit in the real world, you'd be behind on everything. It's not really realistic. I get it from the educational perspective, but the shit sucks. All right, so another point. Next two. Wiping ass. Enough said. Like, yeah, wiping ass sucks. All right, especially weaponized especially sucks when you're a nursing student. You come in and you basically see, yeah, like see the PCTs, see CNAs that usually helps with lifting, helps with wiping, helps with bathing the patients and stuff. But the moment they see nursing students, they fucking disappear. They fucking disappear. I'm like, yeah, but the moment they leave, they magically reappear. Yeah, okay, I see game. Yeah, that's fucking bullshit. All right, so number three, the vague questions. Okay, I get it. Nursing school is all about critical thinking and wrote it down. But what gets me is you can have four correct answers in one question. You choose it. You choose the correct answer, right? You get it wrong. You get it wrong because you didn't choose the most correct answer. I was like, come on, eat a dick. But it is what it is. So you tell me, what were your bad points were when you was when you was a paramedic student or a nursing student? Tell me in the comments below. Like and subscribe to the channel. More content on the way.